Hey guys, we're out here today at Pickwick, down here just below the dam. We're gonna pull up there in the about a 200 foot from the dam there, 200 or 300 foot. See if we can't catch some skipjack today. Some guys was telling me yesterday that they was biting, they was catching two at a time up here, catching at least one every cast. So we're gonna run up here today, and hopefully in about an hour we're gonna fill that cooler up right there. Up here the minimum is a 100. You can get 100 today, so we're gonna see what we can come up with. I see there's several guys up there. They say get right the current seam on the balls.
I got skipjack.
So we're gonna run up here and see what
all
we can
around
up
us, a couple of 100 feet back. Show you what we are using here. Just a little old white, and I got some chartreuse jigs here. I think it's an 1/8 ounce jig here. We're gonna try to run this and see what we can come up with. See how long our battery is gonna last for a trolling motor there. But let's see here what we can come up with. I'm gonna try to keep the camera off that life jacket as much as I can. There he is. And boy, tell me this ain't some fun. Oh yeah, that's a nice one there too. One of them old Tennessee tarpons. But that's what we after. That's our first cast. See what else we can come up with there now. But we up here on Pickwick Dam. There's another one. And catching our skipjack, I made about a 2.5 hour drive up here from my place. That's a little one there. But you know what? Them little ones are used for catfish bait too. Like I said, up here when these skipjacks are running, it don't take long to fill up a cooler. There he is right there. That's a bigger one. I was up here the last time I was up here. I had 2 or 3 jigs on. And I wound up having to take all of my jigs off except for one, because I was catching so many of them. I've caught 3 so far and 3 casts. There he is, missed him. There he is. Yep, he got off, but we'll get another one before that jig gets back up here to the boat, I bet you. There he is. Got another one. Oh man, he got off right at the boat. My little curly tail there. No, you ain't even got to cast it out there. I'm just gonna let it drift out there and see if one won't hit it. There he is. Come on. There he is. Them guys up there in that Sea Ark, they cheating, they using cast nets. Oh boy behind me, he just got two at a time. Whoop, there just went my damn skipjack, he come off. Man, that's a whole lot of fun. We're gonna sit down for a minute and try. That's the first cast off the road, and I didn't catch one, or even get a bite. There he is. Oh, that's some fun, especially when you get them bigger ones on there like what I got. This one here, I believe we're gonna be a bigger one. Come on behind that boat there, Bud's Row. But all right, guys, like I said, we up here just wearing these dudes out. Just about every other cast we're catching one. I think I've caught one on every cast except for one cast. And this is just too much fun. Especially with this little old medium heavy rod. I need to, for sure, invest in me a heavier rod there. There he is. He just throwed my tail off. I seen it back there. So we're fixing to have to doctor a little jig here. Alright, that's just too much fun. Alright guys, we're still out here kicking, but we swapped up a little bit to a Foley spoon, silver and green all we got. So we're throwing the and they're hitting it. So I'm just gonna sit back, let the camera run until we run out of battery, or I get tired of having fun. But that right there is where we catch it. I've caught so many skipjacks so far. My arm's sore. But ain't nothing like having fun. I ain't even get to hooked up again. These guys has been watching me up here. Some of them been throwing a cast net. Some of them been throwing some sabiki rigs. I'm catching about 5, but they're 1. I'm surprised one of them hasn't come over here yet and asked me what the hell I was doing. I barely get set down good. And we just about have another one. Had a bite. It almost ready to come out. But these is, some people call them Tennessee tarpon. When they hit like they are today, they sure are a lot of fun. When I got here this morning, there was about 10 boats out here. There's me and 2 other guys right now. Everybody else, I guess, has been caught to limit. They've been gone for today. And there he is there. He come on. Oh, no, I didn't. Get him right back again. But this is almost illegal. It's so much fun. Like I said, little Foley spoon there. Put it later about 3 foot. I had to change up my stuff here a couple of times. I had some old mono on there. It was about 20 pounds. I had 2 jigs on there, and I broke it off in the first 10 minutes I was here. It was just too light a line. Let's go to the truck, go get some more line. some heavier line. I had some luckily. I had some 40-pound line in the truck. So I just went up there and got me my 40-pound mono spool, put it in here, tied it on. All I got is high vis, but as you can see, they don't mind the high vis. We got probably about a half a cooler right now, and I had to move the camera around there a little bit. And we hooked up again. I've been trying forever to get me a honey bun and a biscuit. Then I got my cooler up there. I'll tell you what, that is almost too much fun. Almost too much fun. Trolling motor up there beeping at me. I accidentally hit my spot lock. I don't want to do that. I barely got the bell clipped over and had one. I'm hoping. That dude there almost got away. I almost ripped it out of his lip. Boo-boo here some kind of way. There we go. We're gonna count this one and see when it hits the water. We're gonna start counting and see how long it takes me to get one on there. All right, it's in the water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds. It's kind of like riding a bull. I'll get him in here without getting him off. 8 seconds to catch that dude. 2 or 3 of them I caught. It ain't hit the water good, and I'd caught them. Man, they get one that time. Tell you what, this ain't fun. I don't know what is. Come down here behind one of these dams on this Tennessee River. Get you a folding phone. How you doing? No, skipjack. catfish bait. We use it for catfish bait. Just I got a Foley spoon on here right now, but earlier I had just some old white crappie jigs. Anything white, just about they'll hit. But I got a little old silver Foley spoon on there right now. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had 3 on here a while ago, and I had to take them off because they were so big they was breaking my damn line. I've caught a couple of them that's probably over 2 pounds.
They got me down my boat and a couple guys coming out. They had them live well so full catfish. They had to quit. They couldn't get no more in there.
That's a good
time. They said about 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a good problem to have.
That's a good problem. They got all day to clean.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a kind job I don't usually mind.
I know, right? That's a nice little setup there. I got another boat at the house. It's about that size. I like it, but I bring this one when I come up here.
Yeah, this needs to be a little bigger.
Yeah, need a little bigger one than that one up here.
Yeah.
How long has it been since they...
I'd rather have a
Yeah.
I'd rather have a bigger one.
Yeah, I just bought this one in December. I tell you what, it's a lot of fun. You crappie fishing up there? Is that what you was doing? You having any luck? Okay.
Yesterday I did.
Oh man. Right.
I like to troll, but you can't troll with a football.
Yeah, I know it's a hard one to troll with that one. Oh yeah, I bet. Yes sir. The guy beside me over here. Yeah, he's crappie fishing. He asked me, I said, what you catching? What you using for bait? And as you see, I'm all hooked up again. This is almost as much fun as I've ever had as far as catching. But I figured I'd come up here, run up to the pickwick, and catch a few skipjacks today because I can't get in the river where I fish at because it's a high flood stage. The boat ramp where I put my boat in, it's got 4 foot of water in it right now. So I don't think I'm going to be doing much fishing up there right now. In about a week, it's supposed to go down in about a week, low enough to where I can at least get in the parking lot. And then it's going to be a day or two after that before I can actually get out there and do some fishing. Get it low enough to where I can do some fishing there. They got the sirens going. I guess they're going to open up some gates over there. Oh, we got an old barge coming in. Have to be real careful up in here. When they got them sirens going like that, they open up some more of these turbines. We're going to go back a little bit. Get out of this heavy current. We'll sit here as long as we can. I think what they're doing is opening up one of the locks for the boat. I've been hearing one over there banging around. So I'm pretty sure that's what the sirens are all for. Good job. This little rod and reel that I got here is a little bass rod. Like a medium action bass rod that I got. And, I most definitely need to get me a better rod and reel setup for this. That's for sure. That old guy that was over here beside me while ago talking to me, he done got over there, got on some crappie or some skipjack. With that little crappie rig and that skipjack is wearing his ass out. He's hitting him. There he is. I ain't running fast enough to hook up to him. Get it up. This is almost too much fun here. He was hooked twice. He wasn't going nowhere. I actually got a pair of scales with these fish, and last time at the river I went to use them, battery was dead in them, so I thought. So I said, well, I'll just have to get me some more batteries and put in that dude. And so I can weigh my fish. So I did that yesterday, and put the battery in there, and it's doing the same damn thing. It's not coming on. So evidently my scale had done messed up and done whacked out. And so I had to get on Amazon last night. Ordered me a new one, and the one that I had, you got off. The one that I had was a one of those little Berkeley scales. Well, make a long story short, that's the third one that I bought in the last 3 years. I'm not buying another one. So, when I got on Amazon last night, I found one that's a little better than the one that I had, because the one that I had would only weigh up to 50 pounds. The one that I got last night weigh up to 120 pounds for the same damn price, basically. So, we got it last night. Said it was gonna be here Friday, but Friday is actually a holiday here, so I don't see it getting here till Friday, which Friday is actually tomorrow. Tomorrow is a holiday, so I don't see it getting here tomorrow. It may get here Saturday, but probably won't get here until either. I'm gonna say Monday. It may get here tomorrow. We'll see. Get out of my little spot here or something. What's going on here? There for a while, man, I was catching wood every other cast. That's 3 casts I done throw. I ain't caught one yet. Boy, these old burgers up here. They're getting a feast up here on these shad. That's what these skipjack are up here doing. I think they're up here chasing these shiners because that's what they're hitting. I think my bait's a shiner and they're hitting them, coming up and hitting them. Maybe I need to reel a little faster. There we go. Maybe that's what I was doing wrong. I wasn't reeling that fast. Slow it down just a bit. But I'll tell you what, once you get your little pattern, figure them out. I mean, I got here this morning, first 2 or 3 casts, I was catching them. But I had to get me a pattern to where I wasn't missing them. But half of them, I was missing. So, I'll tell you what, it don't get much more fun than this. Like I was saying earlier, a minute ago, tomorrow, actually a holiday, and grandkids are to be out of school. I bet they'd love to come down here and have this kind of fun. Might just do that. Pelicans, they are up here having them a blast. More white pelicans. About 200 feet out there. About 20 or 30 of them. I think they're having as much fun as I am. Get off there. Hold on there, buddy. I think they cut another turbine on, I think. Water just picked up some. Couldn't even get to set down. Have another one. was talking about earlier when I first got here, I had to change up a couple of times. First thing I had to do is cut off a couple of my jigs. I had 3 jigs, and I can barely get one of these dudes in the boat at a time right now. And had to cut off a couple of my jigs, keep them from breaking off. Cause well, actually, I did break off twice, and so I finally just went with 1 jig, and then my leader that I was using was way too long for what I was trying to do. I couldn't get it to cast right. This, that, and another. So I cut my leader and cut it in about half. And then found out that they like you when you're really fast, but not slow. I will say they have slowed down for sure on the bite. When I first got here, I was catching one just about every cast. Now I'm having to cast 3 or 4 times just to get one. I'm trying something a little different this time. I'll let it go almost to the bottom. Just run back there a ways. I think they just went a little deeper than it is. But I let it go down a little deeper, out a little further behind the boat. As soon as I did that, one nailed it. When you're up here catching these skipjack, you got to play with these things, see what they want. They'll tell you what they want. They may want you to throw it out there and reel it in fast. They may want you to throw it out there and jerk it a couple of times. They may want you to throw it out there and just let it sit for a minute. And again, they may hit it as soon as it hits the top of the water. Just let them tell you what they want, because they will. There's another. See, I'm doing these here. Oh man, he got off ready to boat. And then tried to jump back up and get it. That's alright. It's fun either way. I'll tell you what, when you get a big one like that, they'll just about knock the rod out your hand. Another thing I was doing wrong earlier, my drag was stuck. I get a big one on like this right here. I get him about halfway to the boat, he come off. Well, my damn drag on my reel was stuck. Like I said, you just got to kind of play with them. They'll tell you what they want. Sometimes they may want different colors. But anyways, this is Robert out here on Pickwick Dam, having a little fun today, playing with the skipjack. But I don't know exactly how long this video is going to be, about 30 minutes or so probably. But anyways, I've had fun. I hope you guys has had fun watching me. We're going to get off of here. We're going to catch about 10 more, and then we're going to run to the house. Put these guys in the freezer. All right, guys. Peace.